when you were mentioning I've got a lot, I thought you were going to say a lot of hair. That I don't have. You've heard a lot of success stories today. Sorry? Why what? I'll talk to you during lunch, not to worry. Yeah. But I'll be sharing with you about failures. My failures. I started very young, being a failure that is. So I'm going to take you back to about 40 years ago, when I first entered Secondary 1. Now when I entered Secondary 1, I was doing extremely well. I was getting high A's. I was being praised by the teachers, the classmates. I was winning awards. I really felt like I was on top of the world. I really felt like I had a gift, a talent. I was smart. I chose a technical stream in Secondary 3. And in just 3 months, my world turned upside down. I could not understand any of the subjects. I found it very difficult. I failed the first subject, then the second, and eventually I failed all subjects except for English. And I started to tell myself, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good. These subjects are really tough. Physical science, A maths, E maths, technical. So I don't think I'm cut out for it. Perhaps I'm only good for lower secondary subjects. And I stopped putting in any effort. I failed my GCO levels, not once, but twice. Maybe I just had to make sure that I could fail twice. So, why is it that the same person, myself, in the same environment, the school, the same cohort of students, at one time I could be doing so well, and then the other, I just was at the bottom of the class. Same person. Was I distracted? Nope. No girlfriend. No extracurricular activities. I was not mixing around with bad company. But why? Why did the same person from one end just drop to the other? It's because I had a fixed mindset. This is a term that has been coined by Stanford University professor Carol Dweck, and she's written about this in her book, Mindset. You see, in a fixed mindset, the inherent belief is that my intelligence is limited. I only have that amount. And because I have that amount, in a fixed mindset, I keep telling myself, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart, I can't do it. And because of a fixed mindset, my actions are limited to my limited belief. And that's a fixed mindset. Does it mean that if you have a fixed mindset, you'll be stuck with a fixed mindset forever? No. Thank you. Can we grow out of a fixed mindset? Absolutely. We can move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. How do we do that? By raising your bar. B-A-R. Bar. Bar. Raise your bar. B-A-R. So ladies and gentlemen, I did raise my bar. I did move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And today, I'm going to be sharing with you how to do just that. So after my colossal academic failure, I went to national service like all male Singaporeans. Then I joined the workforce. And sometime later in the workforce, I came across Uncle Pete. Peter, right? Now, I was kind of amazed with Peter because Peter was doing a diploma. You might say, what's a big deal with that? Uncle Pete was well over 60. He was definitely a grandfather. And he was blind. He was not born blind, but he became blind over time due to a medical condition. In my heart, I could see the challenges that Uncle Pete had, but I had to ask him. So I went up to him and said, "Hey Pete, tell me, why are you doing a diploma?" Short of telling him at your age and what they cannot see, but I just asked him, why are you doing a diploma? And he turned around and told me, "Ashok, I never had a formal education. I never had an opportunity. But I believe in my ability to study. I may be blind, but I can see that I have the ability to learn." This blind man opened my eyes. My dear friends, that's the first element. B, believe. You have to believe in your ability. You would have heard this all the time. You've got to believe, believe, believe. For the longest time, I believed I was Superman and Batman rolled into one. Today, I can't jump over a building, nor do I have fancy Batmobiles. So, what are you supposed to believe in then? You have to believe that intelligence is like a muscle. And like any muscle, as long as you keep working at it, it becomes stronger. So you have to believe your intelligence can grow with effort. And that's the growth mindset. And Uncle Pete was doing exactly that. Not only did he believe in his abilities, but during classes, his diploma, he was sitting in the front of the class. He had a tape recorder on. It was back those days. He was listening, taping all the lectures. He was asking the lecturer questions because he couldn't see very clearly. But he had to ask to clarify. And he even created his own braille system with toothpicks and rubber band just to revise his work. When I looked at Uncle Pete and the effort he was putting in, I said, I want to do the same. I was scared, but I signed up. I signed up for a diploma paper. I had 6 subjects to tackle. I was scared because I didn't really believe in my ability to study still. But I said, I'm going to give that shot. I took the first step. And it didn't help that some of my classmates, they were studying for all 6 at one time and they were passing. I couldn't do that. So what I did was I took one subject and took 6 months to study just one subject. I used to wake up at 5 in the morning, do my revision, had study groups to understand the subject better, and it took about 6 to 8 times before I actually prepared for my exam, and I passed. I passed the first exam, then the second, and eventually I completed the diploma. And I started believing in myself, in my abilities to grow my intelligence. Then I took the next challenge after that. I signed up for a degree. And I applied the same discipline and rigor to the degree. And I got that. You see, by switching from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, I started believing in my abilities, my efforts. I didn't care so much about gifts, talents, or luck, but that doesn't play a part. It's about how much effort you put in. And the more effort you put in, you can grow your intelligence. And you can learn anything that you want to. Belief is the first element, very important element, but not enough. The second element is A, which I learned from Michael. I'll come to that story soon. I was in my early 30s. I was out of shape, physically out of shape, and my fitness level was very low. In other words, I was fat. Okay, maybe fatter. Yeah. And I told myself, okay, I've got to do something about this. And I'm going to start exercising. So I went back home one evening, put on my sexy shorts, cool top, my jogging shoes, went to the stadium near my home, did all my warm-ups, and bam, I ran. At the end of the run, my tongue was sticking out and I think my lung was still back at the starting line, I'm not too sure. I ran a long distance, about 500 meters, and it's just too tiring, way too tiring. And then I bumped into Michael, an army mate. Now, he was looking slim and fit, far cry from those days in the army. So I went up to him and said, "Hey Mike, you're looking really good, what happened?" And he said, "Ashok, you must do the marathon." And I'm like, I can't do 500 meters, and you want me to do 42,197 meters? Then he gave me his advice, which is the second element. Aim. Aim high. A-I-M. Aim high. And he said, you aim high and break down your goals into smaller performance goals and practice, practice, and practice. All of us here have heard of practice makes perfect. Yeah? Take that and throw it out of the window. It's perfect. Practice makes perfect. If you're going to be practicing the wrong thing, don't practice at all. So Michael taught me how to practice in a perfect manner. He said, Ashok, I want you to start running 4 times a week. In the weekdays, I want you to start with short distances, 2 kilometers, then move yourself to 5, and then eventually at 8, and maintain at an 8 kilometer over the weekdays. And on weekend, on Saturdays, I want you to do the long distance. Start with a 10, then move to a 20, and then maintain at a 25. And on 3 weeks before your full marathon, I want you to do a 30-kilometer run. And he went on further. He said, when you run, I want you to use your hips, the power of your hips, to throw your legs. So it was almost a dance movement. And he was teaching me how to breathe from my nose and out through my mouth. So he was teaching me how to be perfect in my practice. So when he took a big goal, 42 kilometers, and broke it down to smaller goals and showed me how to practice it, I was confident. I said, this I can do, because this is in small bites. So I said, take it on, let's do it. And I started. I did the weekday runs. I was maintained eventually at 8 kilometers, and I started doing the long distance runs. I maintained it at 25 kilometers. And then 3 weeks before the full marathon, I was doing my 30-kilometer run. And at the 23rd kilometer mark, a sharp pain went down my groin. It was so tight, I could not walk. Every 5 steps I took, the muscles would turn. I had to wait for a while for the muscles to move back. I did not have any money with me, nor my phone. And I had to limp back home. It took me 5 excruciating hours to reach home. When I got back, I iced my injury, and a cold thought went through my mind. I said, oh my God, I may not be able to do my marathon. I ran to the doctors, the chiropractors, the acupuncturists. Nobody could help me. The day of the marathon came, I did not participate. I could not participate. I could not walk well still. It took me 5 months before I could start walking well again. And during these 5 months, my mind was shifting. On one end, my mind was saying, you can't do it. You're only good for half a marathon. Don't won't bother. On the other side, their mind was saying, you can, believe in yourself. I was toying with both mindsets. But what really was happening with me was fear. I had the fear of the pain. And I started thinking about running again. Fear overcame me. Fear of failure overcame me. And because of that fear, I did not run. One day I was sitting down with my son. He's 10 years old and now he's 25. He was reminding me about a bungee jump I did a couple of years back in Australia. Now there's a funny story behind this. You see, when I did the bungee jump, I did it because I was afraid of heights. Doesn't make sense, right? You see, I was in a roller coaster with my kids. And I was the one who was screaming away, "Ah!" And they were looking up at me and, "You alright?" And I knew I was scared of heights. And I said, I've got to do something about this. So I said, okay, let's face your fears, let's do the bungee jump. So I signed up for the bungee jump. And then I walked up 50 meters up to the platform, which is probably about 12 to 15 floors up. Waited for my turn, sat down. The jump master tied the towel around my ankle and tied the bungee tight. And then he looked at me and said, I hope you have enough insurance, mate. Right. And I wobbled myself to the edge of the plank, looked forward to the sea, took a deep breath, and I said, this is the most stupid thing you're doing, Ashok. But I could not do anything because I couldn't run. So I just jumped. It all took just 2 seconds. But the real fun part was when you're bouncing up and down, going. That was the real fun part. So I did the bungee jump to face my fears. So do you think I've overcome my fears? No! I am still scared of heights. But now I know how to manage my emotions and fears better. And that helped, because a couple of years after that, I went back to Australia and did the skydive. Was I scared? Yes. But I now know how to manage my emotions and my fear. And I started thinking about this story. I said, I'm going to do the marathon again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the third element, R. Resilience. Never, never, never give up. Never. So I went back to the drawing board. But this time it took me 18 long months to train, to get ready. And on one sunny, sensational Sunday, I started doing the marathon. I participated in the marathon. I completed the 25 kilometer, the 35, and the 40. And I turned around to City Hall and I could see finish line at the back. And I said, yes! It's been long, it's been painful, but I told myself, I am going to have fun. So what did I do? I broke up into a slow motion run towards the end line. The DJ caught on and he started playing Chariots of Fire. What did I do? I went even slower. And I completed the marathon. So ladies and gentlemen, raise your bar. Believe in yourself. Because today, it is even more important for us to embrace the growth mindset. Why? The business world is changed and is still changing so much. We hear about disruptions. We hear about retrenchments, restructuring. I suspect a lot of business owners or business leaders have no clear idea of what the future of work is going to be like. And in this state, I will say, forget about job security. There is no such thing as job security anymore. There is only skill security. So ask yourselves, what are you really passionate about? Ask yourselves, how do you want to impact people positively? And ask yourselves, what skills do you need to do just that? And when you have that answer, believe in yourself. Believe that you are capable of learning anything that you want to. Watch what you're telling yourself. Are you telling yourself, I can't do that? Or are you telling yourself, I can't do that yet? Aim high. Break down your goals into smaller performance goals and practice, practice, and practice. Will you face setbacks? Possibly. Will you fail? Possibly. But when you fail, remember, FAIL means few attempts in learning. Believe in yourself, master that skills, because you can learn anything. As you walk out today, remember, up your game. And remember to raise your bar. Thank you.